Do you know that only 28% of women believe in love at first sight? This is according to the Normal Bar survey. What this means is, most women actually demand more from men before they consider having a relationship with them. After a careful evaluation of surveys from women, it is safe to say that men who have the Sigma male personality have a huge advantage in getting into a woman's head over other personalities. There is a thin line between winning a woman over so that she loves you and getting friend-zoned. Most dating advice has only turned men into simps who get friend-zoned. To get into a woman's head, a man must have the right approach. In this video, we would share the secrets of how these men are able to win women over in some survey that backs these claims. Number 1. The first impression is key. A survey involving participants using dating apps shows that women are more selective than men. 80% of women only liked 1 out of 100 men they see online. Several things are happening here that cause this behavior. One is that women want many things rolled into one man, and when they have a choice, it becomes even harder for them. This also means a woman would quickly forget a man who does not catch her interest. This is where appearance plays the biggest role at the beginning. Men who look and behave like every other man are unlikely to stand out in a group. This is even more relevant offline when she can observe the behavior of men. A woman would be more interested in a well-mannered man that is reserved than the loudest person in the room. The Sigma is able to get into the head of a woman through his composed personality. Men who try too hard may create an impression of pity. So sometimes it seems to work when men put a lot of effort into getting into a woman's mind, but in the end, she is giving him attention out of pity, a feeling of guilt, and wanting to repay his effort. Surely that is not what you want. Sigma men hit fast, are accurate, and hit hard. They go for the bullseye from the very beginning and leave an impression. These men would always sway conversations to meaningful discussions, and they would not drag a conversation longer than needed. In fact, the quicker it is, the better for these men. This always gets into the head of the woman, and she knows she has to see him again. Number 2. Sigmas rely on psychology. All human behavior is directly linked to our psychology, which is simply the science of how humans think. Therefore, all human interactions are based on psychology, even when we are not conscious of what is actually going on. Those who understand this are able to communicate better and know what to watch out for when interacting with other people. This is especially important when relating to women. Women are natural psychologists. Women pay a lot more attention than most men realize. They read between the lines, and they treat each interaction as a game they intend to win. This is why it is hard to argue with women. They always want to win the psychology game. Sigma men are laid back and very attentive to both what is being said and what is not being said when they converse with women. This is extremely important. There is a reason why people use certain words when talking, and if you do not pay attention, you can easily miss what they intend to achieve through the conversation. It is also important to note that people avoid a lot of topics or certain details when they speak. Most often, what is not being said is more important than what is said. A Sigma male would give little hints here and there when they converse to let the woman know he is paying close attention to what she is saying, and even areas of the conversation she is circling about. Number 3. Sigma males are quiet when conversing. Is the purpose of conversing not supposed to be an opportunity to talk? This is the mistake most men make with women. You meet up, and you begin to chatter away, making the woman quickly lose interest in not just what you are saying, but even in you. Sigma men are extremely reserved men. They would allow a woman to talk and keep talking, only chipping in when it is absolutely necessary. This is a very powerful skill that would make a woman say much more than she ever planned to say. She is likely to reveal details about herself that are very personal if only she is allowed to talk. The truth is, people love to talk about themselves and would often get carried away when they find someone who would listen. When a woman tells you things she has not told many people, she is making herself vulnerable, and she wants to be sure that the man is trustworthy. She would become even more interested in learning about him because she wants the conversation to balance out. Her hope would be to know the man as much as possible. So when the man speaks, she would be listening for real, because it is time for him to repay her for revealing so much about herself. This puts the ball in the court of the man. This comes naturally to Sigma males because of their reserved nature. It is a skill most men must learn if they want to get into a woman's head. Keep quiet, but show rapt attention and nudge her on. Number 4. Sigma males disagree with her. Sigma men don't simp. They would disagree with a woman when she does or says something they don't agree with. Be careful here, because when it is your habit to disagree with her all the time, you are setting yourself up to be hated. Again, this is where men need to learn to be quiet in some instances. There are times a woman would do something that you disagree with, and the best response would be to keep quiet. But it is still important not to validate her, else you would be simping. And guess what? Women do not respect simps. They only take advantage of them. Men who can question women demand accountability, which is very unusual. It is common for men to give a woman easy passes just because she is a woman. Men would usually not hold women accountable, but accept excuses they would naturally not accept from other men. So when a woman meets a Sigma man that holds her accountable, and he does it without condescending or being brutish, she would have respect for him. Note that respect is not the same as a woman falling in love. A woman can dislike a man but still respect him. So holding her accountable may not get her to love you, but she would respect you for standing for your values. Number 5. Sigma men take the lead. According to the Journal of Social Psychology, 93% of women prefer to be asked out on a date. What does this tell us? It reveals that women want a man that can take the lead. They want a man that knows what he wants and is not afraid to ask. This mindset is not limited to dating alone. It can relate to any decision-making situation. Sigma men are not afraid to state what they want because they are not afraid of being rejected. Reject a Sigma male, and he would not be bothered because he practices an abundance mindset. He believes that there would always be an opportunity to meet other women, so not worth sulking over any woman who rejects him. The men who have the courage to take the lead are able to demystify women that other men are too scared of. This could apply to starting a conversation with the woman, getting to solve a problem involving the woman, or getting her to do you a favor, and that leads us to the next point. Number 6. Sigma men are not afraid to task women. If you want to get into the head of a woman and get to know her better, you have to give her a task. When people are tasked, they feel recognized and appreciated. They know you mean something to them and want to prove their worth. On the other hand, those who turn down the task for no good reason may be showing signs of not being reliable, and it would be safe to forget about such people. For example, when together with a woman and you are trying to get something done, don't just let her hang around idle. Instead, get her involved. Men who do this show they are team players, and they show they believe in the capacity of the woman to get involved. Sigma men do not do this pretentiously. They truly do not like relating with people who cannot contribute anything to a relationship. Sigma men would not relate with a woman who just wants to do her thing or shows signs of self-centeredness. This habit of getting a woman involved in things you do builds a sense of relevance in her, and you are able to access her character too. This is contrary to the belief that women are to be worshipped and not involved in any activity. Such a relationship is shallow and based on unrealistic expectations. Number 7. Be a man of value. 93% of women say they want a man who has a source of income. A man who is not useful to himself cannot be useful to other people. It is always important to get your hands and mind busy. Having all the time in the world may give a man enough time to spend with ladies, but it does not make him valuable to them. Sigma men are never idle. It is simply not in their nature to be redundant. These men are proud, and they see no pride in idleness. They have an insatiable hunger for success. Have you ever wondered why the top richest men in the world are never satisfied? It is insane the amount of drive in these men. This does not mean all Sigma men are extremely rich, but they are all striving for success in their own way, and this is a sure way of getting into a woman's head. To get into a woman's head is to captivate her mind and leave an impression. And these are some of the things that Sigma men do that women just can't ignore. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well. Thanks for watching.